Hello and welcome to Marketing Edge on TV, Nigeria's leading initiative in the business of brand management and the management of brand business. It's a 30-minute potpourri of brand news, branding focus, industry conversation, all in a bid to promote the brand idea. I am Dele Agadumo.
The Nigerian marketing and advertising industry, no doubt, offer a huge potential for prospective investors and professionals with requisite skills and competencies to tap into the market. Marketing Edge on TV is a potpourri of happenings and developments in the integrated marketing and communication space of the Nigerian economy. Watch out for top players, gladiators, and professionals in the competitive business of brand management and management of brand business in Nigeria. From the cerebral and glamorous advertising professionals to the well-groomed marketing whiz-kid dictating and directing brand management business. Watch Marketing Edge on TV, only on TVC News.
Welcome to Brand News. Ogilvy, a member of WPP Group, has opened an Ogilvy Nigeria office in partnership with Sheni Adetu as the Group Chief Executive. Ogilvy Nigeria will now become another subsidiary under First Primus Group. The official launch took place in Lagos recently, and Marketing Edge on TV was there alongside industry giants, bankers and business moguls. The theme of the event, Impact of Digitalization on Nigerian Businesses, had the likes of Oba Otudeko, Chairman of Honeywell Group, Funke Okpeke, CEO, Main One Cable Company, John Ugbe, MD MultiChoice Nigeria, Segun Ogunsoya, MD CEO, Airtel Nigeria, and BC Onosanya, former MD CEO, First Bank of Nigeria. Here are some moments from the launch.
2018.
With this, we expect to see more competition in the Nigerian marketing and advertising environment in the days ahead. That's it on Brand News.
The Nigerian marketing and advertising industry, no doubt, offer a huge potential for prospective investors and professionals with requisite skills and competencies to tap into the market. Marketing Edge on TV is a potpourri of happenings and developments in the integrated marketing and communication space of the Nigerian economy. Watch out for top players, gladiators, and professionals in the competitive business of brand management and management of brand business in Nigeria. From the cerebral and glamorous advertising professionals to the well-groomed marketing whiz-kid dictating and directing brand management business. Watch Marketing Edge on TV, only on TVC News.
Since its entry into the Nigerian detergent market in 1996, leading detergent brand SoClean Detergent has continued to satisfy its consumers with innovative products and consumer-centric distribution strategies. The brand, which is from the stable of Eco Supreme Resources Nigeria Limited, suddenly introduced its new improved formulation, which comes with even better stain removal that contains stain magnet technology. The introduction of the first white detergent in Nigeria by SoClean, which goes along with a deep washing function that gives consumers that faster, brighter and cleaner wash, gave Nigerians reasons to switch their loyalty to the new brand. At the beginning of the race, SoClean was more interested in marketing than brand building, and that was Branding Focus on Marketing Edge on TV.
The Nigerian marketing and advertising industry, no doubt, offer a huge potential for prospective investors and professionals with requisite skills and competencies to tap into the market. Marketing Edge on TV is a potpourri of happenings and developments in the integrated marketing and communication space of the Nigerian economy. Watch out for top players, gladiators, and professionals in the competitive business of brand management and management of brand business in Nigeria. From the cerebral and glamorous advertising professionals to the well-groomed marketing whiz-kid dictating and directing brand management business. Watch Marketing Edge on TV, only on TVC News.
It's still Marketing Edge on TV, and this is the Industry Conversations segment. Today we'll be talking about political advertising, and with me I have to my left Olumide Campbell. Olumide Campbell is the Director of Strategy at Etuodi Communications. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you. Good morning.
And also I have Wasiu Ola Abiola. He is the first Vice President, Advertisers Association of Nigeria, ADVAN. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Okay, so I'm going to start with you, Olumide. What is political advertising? Is it just the regular billboards and posters and TV commercials or radio commercials that we see around? What exactly is political advertising?
Well, it's advertising, so it encompasses all the billboards and posters and radio.
Okay.
But because it's political, it engages everybody. If a brand wants to advertise, they typically will not, really engage the whole environment. But when it's political, everybody's involved. So for a political campaign, you'll expect that the politicians are, engaging from the grassroots. And so like every other campaign, it starts with planning.
Okay.
You have to also have your own strategy. And there's a difference between the political strategy and the campaign strategy itself. Because political strategy has to do with, all your grassroots supports, your...
Yeah.
Being able to identify key influencers in your constituencies, how to get into, the minds of your people, and all that. And then there's a campaign which has to do with the core advertising. And as you know, it starts with the idea. Who are you? What do you represent? What's the ideology of the person?
And how do you want to be perceived?
Exactly. Yeah. And from the party we are coming from, there's also an ideology you're selling. So from the idea, you craft your messaging, and then you continue, both above and through the line. So political advertising actually encompasses everything. So it's integrated, it's 360 because you have to do above the line. People need to see your posters, your billboards, and all of that. But you also have to do your road shows, your town hall meetings.
Yes.
You have to go around door to door, and more especially when it's maybe in a locality. So if you're going for a Senate position or you're going to do a constituency position, you need to be speaking to them door to door.
Okay.
At the same time, you're still going to have to do your typical, they need to see the posters and all of that, just to show that, you're out there and all of that. So it encompasses everything that a normal campaign will encompass.
Okay. Wasiu,
Yep.
you are the first Vice President of ADVAN. Now, from the point of view of an advertiser, how would you optimize creatives when it comes to political advertising?
Okay, I'll start by saying that political advertising is a process through which political parties and their candidates employ the types of advertising to sell their programs to the people. And you talked about how are you going to optimize creativity?
Yes.
While Olumide was talking, he talked about advertising starts from you first have an idea, campaign idea, and from that idea you develop creative messages, that will be sold to the public. And from a political advertising point of view, you first need to understand what does the party stand for, or the candidate stand for. Once you know what the candidate stands for and what the party stands for, you have the campaign idea, which is what you want to sell to the electorate. From there, you now develop your creatives. Looking at the environment at the moment, and to answer your question specifically, I'm going to make reference to the good example I can see to actually bring that to life would be the, unfortunately, will be not in this republic, but in the last republic, this third republic. And I want to make reference to, then we had two parties funded by government and all of that. And that was SDP and NRC.
Okay.
And from the advertising of the two parties, you could tell that SDP was more for the masses, while NRC was more of an elitist party.
Yes.
And SDP had what they call 5 freedoms. Freedom from poverty, illiteracy, and all of that oppression. And so that on that basis, they now develop creative campaign, that rest on their on the platform, and you saw them coming up with questions like, copy like, I mean, should food be this unavoidable? I mean, should housing be this unavoidable? You know, should traveling be this difficult? You know, bringing up issues. So it starts from what does the party stands for. So for you to maximize your creativity, there must be basis for the party must be known for something. So to answer your question, you can maximize creativity by first, you know, have a platform. When you talk about U.S. election, you talk about two parties, the Democrat, the Republican. One is more to the left, one to the right, and these parties are known for certain places. So it starts from what does the party stands for. When you know what the party stands for, you can now begin to build your creativity around it. Okay. So to do political advertising and maximize creativity, there must be, basis, you know, and it must based on there must be an idea that the party represents. So that's the starting point. It's a different ball game if you now say, do we see that in Nigeria or not? But I think we need to, we'll take it one after the other.
So, Lumide, do you think effective and efficient creative campaigning, do you think it has much to do with our democratic process?
Okay, democracy typically involves everybody, from the street hawker to the politician to the grandmother in the village.
Everybody.
So they want to know what you bring to the table. Yeah. And so definitely the more politicians campaign and engage with their constituencies, with their audience, the more people feel involved in the process of selection and in the process of engaging their future. So definitely, I think campaign is important, because a lot of times you never get to see your representatives until they come on the campaign trail. If they get into office, you're not going to see them again. I mean, how many times will they come back, to see you? So it's important that the campaign happens. It's important that the road shows happen, that the politicians are out there talking to the people about what they want to bring to the table, what their promises, in quotes, are. And people get to engage with them at that level. And you know how politics is played in Nigeria. It's very expensive. So when people meet them, there's always going to be sharing of goodies. Yes. You know, so that also people talk about dividends of democracy. It starts from the campaign trail, you know. So people get to meet them, they talk, and at the end of the day, sometimes they're influenced by their constituency. So you when you go for a roadshow or a town hall meeting, basically you're going to hear people talk about their needs. So that's democracy at work. And if the candidate gets in, deep down in his heart, at least he knows the needs of the people. So whether he wants to go ahead and implement, it's another thing. But it's at the campaign level where people really get to meet their future leaders or possible leaders. And I think it's important that it's entrenched as part of the democracy, democratic processes,
All right, it's still Marketing Edge on TV, and this is still our industry conversation segment. Now, not a tough question now. Okay. How would you assess the current political players and actors? There's a lot going on right now. The elections are just around the corner. So how would you assess most of them now?
Well, it's a difficult question, like you said, and it's difficult not because there are no answers to it. It's difficult because of the peculiarity of the Nigerian environment. You look around the political atmosphere. The first question you need to ask yourself is the parties. I think about 50 of them now.
Lost count, really.
I mean, quite a lot of them. But the leading ones, the question you need to ask yourself is, what are they? What do they stand for? I'm not sure. If you talk to 10 Nigerians, I'm not sure there are only maybe one person that can say, okay, this is what it stands for. So it's unfortunate that we don't even know what the party stands for. That's why you see people cross-carpeting. You know, today's one is in this party, next day is in the other party. So the politics we are playing, unfortunately, is that it's such that it's all about politicians' interest, not necessarily about the masses.
So you don't think that the politicians are effectively communicating their ideas and programs?
No, they are not, because they don't even have programs. You know, they don't even have programs, and because they are not. I mean, they are not. You can't say this is what this party is known for and what they stick for. Okay. I mean, when you talk about political parties, it's all about welfare of the people, and you expect them to have clear programs. I mean, when we were growing up in the days of Youth Unity Party of Nigeria, you know, they had what they call 4 cardinal programs, and that was what led to them to come up with a campaign. Let's try our. You know, you had the MPN. They had. It's all about one nation. You had them coming up with something like 19 reasons. You know, we talked about. Then Nigeria had 19 states. 19 reasons why, you know. So, but looking at the parties now, you just, what we see is just empty sloganeering. if I may use that word.
Jingoism.
People just talk, and you can't say you can't see the difference between the two parties in terms of when it comes to how they are going to fix the economy, how they are going to talk, infrastructure. People just talk, and there is no basis for it. So to answer your question, I would say, if I'm going to score them on the level of, let's say 1 to 10, I would say 1. And the 1 will be maybe on pockets of what you could say you see in some states. But in terms of looking at the party on the national platform, I'm sorry, it's bad, and that's based on the reality of what we see the parties come, because they are not. It's all about individuals,
okay,
and it's all about what's for me.
Okay, so do you also think that they are not? That's the politicians now, the political actors. They're not putting in any effort to even get their programs and ideas understood by the electorate, so they know exactly what they are voting for as against who they are voting for.
Well, I would agree with Wasiu that there's very little issues brought up at the campaign level, right? But I also do not think that it's because the politicians don't know what they want to do.
Okay.
I think because the polity itself has defined a do or die environment where politicians are too busy politicking to even think about issues.
Okay.
So I think in the environment we're in now, the struggle to get the tickets has been a matter of who do you know, who are the godfathers, who do I need to talk to, how much money do I need to bring. So we've not gotten to the point where we're saying, look, it's not do or die. You're not going there to enrich yourself. You're not going there to make a fortune. You're going there to help the people. So talk to the people.
Thank you so much, Olumide. I'm sure that if I allow you, we're going to stay here for the next 1 hour. Well, it is still industry conversation, and I have been chatting with Olumide Campbell. He's the Director of Strategy of Etuodi Communications. And of course, I have Wasiu Ola Abiola. He is the first Vice President, Advertisers Association of Nigeria, ADVAN. Still to come on Industry Conversation, we shall be talking about hate speeches, hate news, and of course the role of the agencies, that's the regulatory agencies in political advertising. It's still Industry Conversation on Marketing Edge on TV, and we are still talking about political advertising, and I have with me Mrs. Eme Akonde. She is the Head Monitoring and Enforcement Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria, APCON. You're welcome to the show, madam.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let me start from, I'm sure you heard our other discussions. So I want to ask you this question. This is the political era.
Yeah.
And the 2019 election is just around the corner. And we hear a lot of this and that, hate speeches, hate news, sometimes, offensive billboards or discussions. What is APCON doing to regulate this, especially when it affects the psyche of the electorate? How is APCON stepping into this to tone it down or totally eradicate it in politics?
Thank you very much. The role of APCON is to ensure that all advertisements exposed in the media are decent, honest, truthful, mindful of the Nigerian culture. This is the mandate of APCON. But we find out that some of these acts are not usually forwarded for approval before they are exposed.
Yes.
That's why APCON is also planning a one-day stakeholders forum, which will be coming up on October 11. This forum is to educate, is to sensitize all the stakeholders, the media practitioners, who we believe are the gatekeepers, the advertisers, some of them handling the political advertisements, the politicians, political parties and their agents. We want them to come together, this forum, let them come and hear. If there are questions they need to ask, that's the best place for them to ask these questions, because we know there are a lot of gray areas that needs to be talked about.
So will this gathering include social media or online publications or publishers and those who are much more engaged in publishing on the social media? Because Instagram, Facebook, and of course Twitter, we see a lot of these hate speeches and hate news. Will this gathering also include all of these online publishers?
Yes, so far as they are performing advertising functions. They are all part of this. They are supposed to be part of the forum.
Okay. So now, aside from the gathering, what exactly is APCON doing to make sure that creatives, as a regulatory agency, creatives before they go to press? You said just now that a lot of them don't get submitted to APCON for vetting and approval before they go on air. Are there punitive measures taken by APCON to make sure that these are withdrawn and apologies tendered, or are there other punishments, so to speak, given to some of these agencies that do that?
Yes, there are punitive measures.
Okay.
Like the Article 23 says of the Advertising Code of Practice says that all advertisements are supposed to be forwarded for vetting and approval. And where this is not done, I'll take you back to the Code of Advertising Practice, Article 140, which says that the media practitioner that published the advert will be sanctioned. There is a fee to be paid. The advertising practitioner also has to pay for it.
Okay.
Then the advertiser that authorized the creative itself will also be sanctioned.
Okay.
Those are the measures we have put in place.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Emme Akande, for coming.
Yes.
All right, then we have been talking, we've been speaking with Mrs. Emme Akande. She is the head monitoring and enforcement at APCON. And that's it on Industry Conversation this week on Marketing Edge on TV. We have been talking about political advertising. Stay with us. That's our package this week on Marketing Edge on TV. Nigeria's leading initiative in the business of brand management and the management of brand business. We have taken a look at brand news, brand in focus, and of course, industry conversation. Join us again next week when we bring you a brand new package and a brand new edition of the program. My name is Dele Agadumo. Bye for now.